Hey guys, it's Nolan, bringing you my WPF Season 8 Gyarados League draft analysis for the Woolloomooloo Wooloos. We decided to change things up from last season and decided to go with the National Dex draft format, which brought back a bunch of old mons I'd been missing from the past few seasons. And I was really excited to draft a few of them. Also, after last season's undefeated regular season and then that really disappointing ending with me losing my only match in the finals, I hope that this year I'm finally able to go all the way and clinch my first title in a draft league. Also, just for future reference, you can see my schedule in the bottom right corner of this video. So if I'm going up against you, good luck. And without further ado, let's get started. So with my first pick, I selected Dragapult. Now, being second to last in draft, I was really not expecting this pick to fall to me. And to be honest, I had been eyeing Zeraora for a while until that got sniped literally the pick before me. So, decided, Dragapult's really great mon in draft format, so I'm fine with using it. Obviously, it's got that fantastic speed stat, outspeeding almost everything in the entire format, and then that great attack and that good special attack. You can run so many different sets with this. You can, that DD set, you can run that fun Sub-Willow Hex, you can run Specs, or you can even run Scarf if you're really worried about going up against other Scarfers trying to outspeed you. And then with that Dragon and Ghost typing is really good defensive typing, giving you good immunity to both, fighting in normal and just, bringing a bunch of fun opportunities with it. Its abilities are great too, both Clear Body and Infiltrator. Clear Body, don't have to worry about webs ever. Intimidate mons, whatever. And then, Infiltrator, if someone's setting up screens or going behind a sub, just being able to get back behind that and take them out without having to worry about any of that is great. And, you can run Cursed Body for some fun sets. We'll see if I ever bring that. So the next up, being that I was second to last in the first round meant that I was second to pick in the second round. I decided, go with a mon I've never used before, Celesteela. Another great mon with great defensive typing in Steel and Flying, being only weak to both Fire and Electric, which luckily enough are both resisted by my first overall pick, Dragapult. So I'm really excited about using these two in conjunction with Dragapult, maybe U-turning into Celesteela on a hit that Celesteela resists or something like that. Like a Dragon or Fairy attack. So with Celesteela, it can run so many different sets. Offensive boosting, Subseed, you can run Weakness Policy, Totemize, and all of those different sets are really boosted by that Beast Boost ability, which is, one of, if not the best ability in all of Pokemon. So really excited to use this. I'm really excited for all the opportunities and all the different huge variety of sets I can run with this thing. So after getting, those two picks, I decided, pick up Rotom Heat, which is really just a great glue mon, holds so many teams together. Again, it's another mon that resists that electric and fire type for Celesteela, and it also now resists the ice and fairy moves for Dragapult. So with both of them, it's going to be a great pivot for both. Also gives me great defog support. I can run, again, a Nasty Plot set. You can run a Scarf Trick set. A bunch of different sets I can run. And this is a mon I've used. I've used Rotom Heat specifically once before, but I've used Rotom in its many forms many times. So it's a mon I'm pretty comfortable with. Just great, pivot essentially. So that's my fourth overall pick. Scolipede. We decided this year to drop this down from Tier 1 to Tier 2, and as soon as I saw that we were going to go through this, I knew I wanted to pick this up. I'll admit it probably doesn't fit the best with my team, just because, Dragapult does not need speed pass to it at all. But just the combination that you can pass speed to other mons, I can pass a Swords Dance to other mons, and it gets access to both types of spikes, normal spikes and toxic spikes. Just such a great utility mon. So yeah, I can see you definitely using this as a lead, or even just, a setup sweeper, just give it Swords Dance 3 attacks and that thing will just clean up at the end. So really excited to use this. Probably end up using Speed Boost most times around, Though I could see seeing maybe like a cheeky poison point set here and there. Get some, some fun little poisons off if they decide to attack me. So going into the next one, beginning to think about my cores here, and with this pick I finished off my Dragon Fairy Steel core here. So went with Slurpuff and down in Tier 4. So this round, 2 other Tier 4 fairies had gone, both in Aromatisse and Rabombi. So I really, thought this is the time. I should probably pick it up before it gets sniped for me. And with this mon, I get a great cleric. Not the fattest wish passing, but it does have access to that along with the aromatherapy. It gets sticky web, which is fantastic. Really speeds up some other mons. So this, along with Scolipede, really helps me with my speed control. And then on its own, it can even run a sweeping set, both physical and special. That belly drum, or even that calm mind set. Both of those are really fun options I've used before. Yeah, like I said, this is another mon I've used before, so I'm super comfortable with it. I think it's just such a great mon in Tier 4. So going into my next pick, and going with the previous one, figuring out my cores, going through all this, decided to pick up Sarina. Now what this gives me, it's another form of hazard control with that rapid spin there, which is so great on this mon, getting that base 72 speed above other mons, in addition to its cleanly majesty, so that it does not have to worry about priority attacks coming in. Makes this mon super fun to use. And looking at its stats there, 98 defense and special defense. This thing is going to be bulky, basically however I run it. Bulky grass types are always nice to have. It has access to synthesis, so it can always heal itself back up. Can run U-turn, a bunch of those sets. I remember last time I had this, I ran Assault Vest a lot, which it's great with that kind of bulk. So this will be a nice, kind of a pivot core I'm starting to form with like this in my row of meat. So we'll see how this does. So then my next pick, gotta get the Goon, man. Gotta get the Goon. So I knew going in that I really wanted to pair up a normal and a dark type with my Dragapult, so I figured why not just get both of those in one single mon. This is a mon I've been wanting to use for a while now. It's got just some great abilities here, both Guts and Defiance. Guts, it can be a status absorber, or I can run a Flame Orb, just hit everything super hard. And then Defiant, if I'm spike stacking with Scolipede, nothing's going to come in and defog on me unless they want to be hit hard with a real hard knockoff. Get some other great utility moves. Parting Shot is great, pivot out, drop attack and special attack on whatever I'm against, and switch into one of my sweepers so I can set up safely. Parting Shot's one of the better, or probably, that and Teleport I'd say are probably the 2 best pivoting moves. Just because the opportunities that this lets me do, I can see a Parting Shot, something out, going into my Slurpuff, setting up a belly drum, and then just sweeping with that. That's gonna be a ton of fun to do this season. So with my next pick, I decided let's get it done. I'm just gonna finish off all my cores here. And so I go with the Tier 4 Quagsire. I mean, look at that dumb idiot face. I love it so much. As everyone I'm sure is aware, unaware is such a good ability for a defensive mon. Just being able to completely ignore setup sweepers and hit them with like a haze or like a toxic or something like that. I do wish it was a little bulkier. 95, 85, 65 aren't the best defensive stats. You can run them. You can usually run either fully physical defense or fully special defensive, but usually not both. But it does have access to recover, so it is a decent bulky water. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this pickup here. And yeah, I wish it got like a flip turn or something. That would be just like the piece de resistance of this, but it's okay for what it does, and I'm looking forward to it. Mr. Rhyme, hell yeah. So originally I wanted this spot to be Cryogonal, which unfortunately got sniped around before I got this. But that being said, Mr. Rhyme's a pretty good replacement for that. Again, another rapid spinner on my team. I hate having hazards on my side of the field, so just however many ways I can use to get rid of them is the better. great typing, you know, that ice psychic, great offensive typing, I should say. It's kind of lackluster on defensive, but I can see getting maybe a rapid spin off and then hitting things pretty hard for super effective damage with that base 110 special attack. That being said, you know, if it's going against mons that don't have a super effective move, like special mons in particular, it can probably take a few hits. You know, that 80-100 special bulk is not that bad, and it has access to things like screens. It gets, I think, slack off recovery, and it also gets healing wish if I want to bring some of my dead mons back to life. And it does have that really cool ability in Screen Cleaner, which I don't know if I'll ever bring, but it's a fun thing to have. You know, just completely negate other people's screens against me. And it gets freeze dry, which, you know, any way to take out bulky waters is always nice to have. So they're always usually pain of our resistance. So we're reaching the end here now. This is my second to last pick, and you know, last season I had a real problem with my tier 5 is just really not doing anything for me. So I decided, you know, this year, make it a priority, pick good tier 5 mons that you can actually see bringing most weeks. And you know, Rhydon is one of those mons that I can see bringing almost every week. I mean, look at those defenses, 105 HP, 120 defense, and then you put an Eviolite on that. This thing is just gonna tank everything and, you know, hit it back strong with that 130 attack. Got a great move pool, great physical move pool. Obviously, wish I had access to recovery, but if it did, it'd obviously be way higher than this. But super excited to use this. I also kind of wish it got actual utility out of its abilities. I don't think it gets, I think the only like recoil move it gets is Double Edge, which, why would you run a normal type move on here when you can run something super effective? But you know, it's a good mon. I'm looking forward to use it. And then finally, for my Mega, which I'm so happy I got to save it at the end of the draft, Mega Medicham. Oh my god, this thing's gonna break everything. And you combine this with like a Scolipede that passes it with speed boost. What are you gonna do against this thing? 100 base attack with pure power. Oh, gonna smack everything. I just find it so funny. It was the second to last mon drafted just because everyone else had picked their Mega, so I knew I could keep it to last and just have it be super safe. So I think, you know, all of these together, all these mons, I think they'll do pretty good. I have access to you know, all the forms of hazards. I have a bunch of different hazard removal. I've got, I think, personally, I think pretty good speed tiers. I've got sweepers, breakers, pivots, clerics. I got every role fulfilled. So I think I'm pretty confident this year in me going all the way. So thank you guys for listening into my draft analysis. I know Lucky and I are going to do a full post-draft rankings here soon. We're going to probably be recording it soon. So stay tuned to that. That'll be on Lucky's channel. But yeah, until then, peace.